People will go back to the normal way of working in their offices? Does it mean businesses will rethink in the future how they want to work with their employees? Will downsizing happen? Will people become leaner? What are your thoughts? And maybe you could also give some tips to the owners, entrepreneurs watching this show. What would be 1, 2, 3 things that they should take in consideration now as they think about current and then post-COVID?
Excellent point. Some people actually, we've seen some people have lost their job, and this is usually a normal reaction because some people start cutting. This is easy, and some people probably people who have a little bit more cash flow, they have kept their people, although they were not really using all of these people productivity. But eventually, companies will start to think, why do I have to do this? Okay, is there a better model for me to do that? And actually, that model starts to show, because people are starting being used to it, employers are comfortable with the work model, and already now there have been tools and maturity in the market for it to happen. So what we're seeing is that we're seeing some new model coming into place where people can start to think about scalability, So I already have some people sitting at home 8 weeks. Do I really need them all the time there at home? Maybe.
So what's the first core question that any CEO or board executive team needs to be able to answer now? What would be the first thing?
First thing is that, well, nobody wants to talk about decreasing of workforce, but is how can they make the workforce leaner, really?
Okay.
This is really and this is what we're talking about scalability. Do I need, let's say, some people have 10 accountants all the time, even during a normal situation. Are these 10 people always in need? Are they always fully busy? Okay, or do I need them in sometimes 20, 40%, and maybe sometimes it spikes at 70 or 80%? Maybe I can. Now I'm able to do this. But also,
that's the first thing. Yeah, the first thing is then, do we really need people in the future? What people do we need which are critical for the business maybe? Which people, we had them there, but now we probably don't need them. We can become leaner. Or which people need to be in an office environment maybe, and which people can continue to work digitally, remotely? Would these 100%. Be some of the things to look at?
So I think they would have to talk about who should be maybe a part-time, who should be full-time, who should be probably on a percentage level. And not every single job can be, and not every single person can do that because it requires specific competency. Not every single person have it. But also, what is core to my environment and what's not core, And this is what defines what has to stay in and what can be outsourced. Now, think about like a managed service. We used to have managed service of IT, managed service of accounting, but there's been specific function. Now we can move into maybe an employee as a managed service, like, that type of thinking where some employee become like, having their own, percentage. I have a contract with you throughout the year. I have a minimum this much, but at certain time I may peak. But also this model that we're talking about is going to create another opportunity for us to use a talent at source, a talent from their source.
Like, so will that mean there'll be more freelancers, more people become self-employed, and now you can pick who you need to say, okay, I'm going to have that person for 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 1 day a week, and that person also could be working with other companies doing the same. So you end up with this whole section in the economy of more freelancers and self-employed people. Yes, is that where it's going?
This has been, by the way, this has been there for a while. It was called the gig economy.
The gig economy. Okay.
The gig economy.
Right.
It's been there for a few years now, and there've been some website and all that to promote that, but. It was not, most of big organization, it was not really adopted very well. Now with the coronavirus, it created for a lot of employee the ability to see that how this can work internally, and now how can they benefit.